welcome to Townhall. Today is April something. It's April 25th, and I'm so happy to have you. We're doing a very quick Townhall today. So if you are here live, you get to ask questions about anything. And if you are just watching the replay, you get to listen. If you want to send in live questions, you need to be an All Access Pass member. You can do that by logging into your dashboard. But if we run out of time from All Access Pass member questions, then you can just ask your question on the screen when I call for them, and we'll be able to get to them. So let me just check real quick what questions we have coming through from, let me see. Okay, we have a couple of short questions here. I'll answer these ones, and then I'll take some questions from you guys, which is cool. So our very first question is, how do I close high-ticket clients without feeling pushy? Oh, I like that question. How do I close high-end tickets without feeling pushy? I'm going to go ahead and pop that up on the screen, the question, and let's talk about that for a little bit. Okay. So this is the question. You shouldn't feel like you have to ask for the sale at the end of like a proposal or pitch or something for the very first time. Somebody who taught me sales many, many years ago taught me something that I will never forget. Two things to a sale. Number one is that you should be asking for the sale from day one in a sort of gentle little bits way. That's such a terrible description, gentle little bits way. So for example, I used to sell artwork for a very big gallery, and they were authentic Picassos and Chagalls and Miro's and Dali's. And so you couldn't just spend an hour with someone in a gallery and then turn around and say, would you like to buy this Salvador Dali? You would waste an hour because they might be just like, no, I'm looking. And I remember a training exercise where we were left as like, it was kind of like a role play situation. And there were three of us gallery workers, and then the other trainees were playing clients, and they let it run for 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, what do you like about, we were actually talking about Picasso. And I remember saying, I was trying to sell a Picasso. And I remember saying, what do you love about Picasso? And they were like, oh, I studied art history in school. I really personally am very inspired by his Afro-Cubism era, but I really am very partial slowly to his blue era. I used to think it was really dark. And then I was like, oh, but everybody has stories like that. And then, you know, there was this one thing, and, you know, with his best friend and his relationships, and Olga Koklova was the love of his life. And he would just start talking, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I was thinking to myself, this guy really knows his stuff. He's a collector. Like all the things he was saying, I knew to be actual facts about Picasso because I know a lot about Picasso. And so we talked a lot. And then I remember asking him, what is it that you love about this piece? And he told me, and he said, you know, his rose period doesn't resonate with me the way that this is. I can really imagine having this in my home. It would be so amazing. I don't think I'd ever leave my home. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are all like big signs, right? We get to the end of the 15 minutes and I'm like, okay, would you like to purchase this Picasso? Would you like to take this home? And he's like, oh God, no, I have no money for this. He's like, I just love it. I literally yelled out, what the? Can't say it. I'm live right now. I'm on YouTube. Can't say that. I was so annoyed. I had done all of this work. He wasn't even looking to buy. He had no money. He just wanted to talk about it. You know what that's the equivalent of in your business? That's the equivalent of someone wanting to DIY their vacation planning, get all the pricing, get the quotes, get the itinerary from you, and then book it on their own, or go on price match it. And then this guy, who I could have punched in the stomach, turned around and said, I've got a print framed, found it on Google, and I framed it at Costco. The audacity. It was a training exercise, and I still wanted to punch him. And I remember my sales trainer saying that day, like, you just burnt a whole lot of time. So here is how I could have figured out very early in the piece that he was not a buyer. Or if he was a buyer, I could have started getting those yeses, because it takes up to 7 yeses for you to be able to close the deal. And they don't happen at the last minute. They happen at the beginning. So when I met him, I remember his name was David. I really dislike David. David said, hi, I'm David, and I love this Picasso here. And I took that to mean David's going to buy a Picasso. David's looking to buy a Picasso. And I could have said, amazing. Are you looking to add to your collection? Shut my mouth and look at him. Are you looking to add a Picasso to your collection? Oh, God, no, I've got no money for Picasso. I just got one off Google and framed it from Costco. Great. I love that you get to have a little Picasso in your home. Have a look around the gallery. And if you have any questions, grab the closest person who works here, because it wasn't going to be me. And then I could have said, have a great day. And I could have moved. And I could have moved on to the next person. Right? Does that make sense? Are you looking to add a Picasso to your collection? So how does that work in your travel business? Then you could have said, oh, great. So you're looking to do a river cruise. You're looking to go to Africa and do a safari. Wonderful. And when are you thinking that you'll want to get this onto your calendar? When are you wanting to take this trip? It's going to tell you something real quick. Are they playing? Are they wanting to get it on? So they tell you summer next year. Or they tell you, we're not really sure. Okay. You can still keep going with this because you're still in it right now. You're still in it. Summer next year. So that would require you booking in the next 2 to 3 months. Is that something that if we were able to find the right, listen to this, if we were able to find the right safari for you, to the right destination with the right experiences and a budget that's comfortable for you, is that something you'd be ready to book in the next 2 to 3 months? Yeah, actually it would be. Because they're not saying, yes, they're going to buy it with you. You've given them some space there. You said, if we're able to find the right safari for you at a price that's comfortable for you, to the right place with the right inclusions that fits your travel style, is that something that you'd be open to, that you're comfortable booking in the next 2 to 3 months? Is that something that you're comfortable booking in the next week or two? No. Okay. Is that because you need to wait to book? Are you waiting on something or someone to book, or because you tend to take more time? Oh, wouldn't be able to do it this month because I get my bonus next month. See, you've just found out something else by asking another question. So if we could find you a safari that fits your travel style it's for summer next year, the right price, the right inclusions, that didn't require you to book and pay in full until your bonus comes, is that something that would work for you? Yes. Okay, great. See here how we had a certain number of questions that we get to. Oh, no, I'm just looking for now. Okay. Are you looking? This is not a last one. Are you looking in terms of not sure who you want to book it with? Perhaps you've got a couple of different travel agencies you're looking at. Or are you looking in terms of you're not sure whether you want to book it yourself, plan it yourself, or have a professional plan it? Or is that because you're not sure where yet? You're still trying to narrow down the destination. They'll tell you if you ask the right question. So to answer this question, how do I close high ticket clients without feeling pushy? You ask for the sale from the very, very beginning. Okay. Those will always help you. Getting those questions in will always help you. Let me know in the chat if that is helpful to you. Let me know if that strategy of asking those questions up front is something that you already do, or maybe that's something that you need to work on. But you should always know if a client is going to book in advance. And of course, charging a planning fee is also a really, really good way to be able to get around having someone ghost you at the last minute. They can still ghost you, but at least they've got some skin in the game. And if they do ghost you, then at least you have their planning fee. Okay, let me grab another question from the list. Oh, I love this question. Okay, let me grab this question from the list right here. Pop it up on the screen. The question is, how can I build trust when I'm still new and don't have a ton of client testimonials? I love this. So when you don't have testimonials, guess what? You don't put them up on your site. You never make up testimonials, never create testimonials, okay? You want to make sure that you do get a testimonial from every client when they come back. And the testimonial, another word for that, can just be feedback. You don't have to ask people, can I have a testimonial? I think that's really intense. I ask people for feedback. Somebody just wrote some amazing feedback about my Pinterest training that I did right before coming on for this town hall. I'm going to take that and I'm going to use it as a testimonial if that person's okay with it, right? I'm going to say, do you mind if I share this feedback? And I bet you she'll say yes. Most people don't say no because that was a genuine compliment she just gave, right? So firstly, as you get clients, make sure you get feedback and use that feedback on your website in the form of a testimonial. I don't even use the word testimonials. I just write happy clients or what your peers have said or what other travelers have said or what our clients are saying. Okay. But how do you build trust? You build trust through content. You build trust through content. So some of you right here watching today, and I wonder if you could share with me for those of you who are watching live, is there anyone here who has never bought anything from us ever before? If you could let us know in the chat. If you've never spent $1 with us, I would love to talk to you just in the chat. Let us know that. I believe strongly in the power of building trust before somebody is ready to buy. In fact, having worked with 42,000 travel advisors in the last 7-8 years, I can tell you that we have not sold to 42,000 of them, probably to 20,000 of them. But for that other 22,000 group of people, we continuously show up. We write coaching articles for them. We put out podcast episodes for them. We do training videos for them. We do town halls for them. That's how you build a relationship with people. It's how you show your expertise. Okay. Jamie says, okay, here we go. I have two Jamies. Jamie 1 says, I give you all my money. And Jamie 2 says, I haven't yet. We just met Jamie 2, Jamie K, Jamie E and Jamie K. We just met Jamie K in a previous training earlier today. So Jamie, can I ask you honestly, is there, and if there's not yet, please tell me because it's a good answer as well. Is there already a sense with you that I am somebody that you could work with in the future, that you could invest with in the future, that you could spend money with? And what I mean by that is, do you see me as an expert or not yet? And I want to give you the words to say not yet if that's the case, because you might be feeling like I'd need to get to know you a little more. And if that's the case, please write that. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Write honestly how you feel, because either way, it's a win for me. Okay, either way, it's a great lesson here. She says, oh, for sure. But her answer could be, I need to get to know you a little bit more. Some people don't kiss on the first date, y'all. They don't. Some people don't kiss on the first date. I'm someone who doesn't kiss on the first date, although I broke my rule with my husband. That turned out okay with me. But some people here will say, I need to do a couple of trainings with you, or I need to speak to somebody who's already worked with you, because maybe they've been burned before. Maybe they have signed up with people before and tried to work with them and it hasn't worked out. So building that relationship let me put the question back up here, building that relationship before you have testimonials, that's critical. I don't think that testimonials are the most important thing in building trust, right? I don't think that's it. I think that it's the conversations, it's the building of the relationship that actually gets people to book with you. Right? I'm going to give you an example. Melissa's here right now in the live training. Melissa's booked a bunch of travel for my family, for my husband and I. And fortunately / unfortunately, Melissa deals with my parents now. Sorry, you're welcome. And my dad, who will send videos or PowerPoint presentations to people when he needs them to know things. I hope he doesn't do you like that, Melissa. But I met Melissa and her mom multiple times before I had that feeling of, oh my gosh, I should just get Melissa to help us with this. I'll pay her planning fee and get her to do this. And it wasn't because I didn't have the trust in the beginning. It's because it didn't occur to me, honestly, to use her. But as we became friends, because I would say now that we are friends first, as we became, and Melissa has invested in our courses, I have invested my money in Melissa's services. So we've given each other business. But I would say first we're friends now. We started off in the beginning that she was my client, and then we became friends, and then I became her client, and we stayed friends. So that's good. And I would say that having a relationship with someone is what allowed me to become her client. Remember, I said it to you in that order. She was a client of ours first, then we became friends, and then we became a client of hers, and we've stayed friends. And she's still in our community as well. She just doesn't need what we have to give her because she's doing really well. But that friendship was where we built the trust. It's where I got to know her. And bet your bottom dollar, I think it was the first trip that she booked for us, is the one where everything became a disaster because we got COVID in Paris in the height of the Delta variant, and we got stuck. We got stuck. And she showed up for us. I knew she would. Her and her mom both showed up for us. And I knew that she would because we had built a relationship. So to answer this question, how do I build trust when I'm new and I don't have testimonials? It doesn't come through testimonials. It comes through showing up. Melissa has a great website. Melissa has great content. Melissa has a great personality. Melissa took the time to talk to me, to build a relationship with me. That's how I knew to book with her. And I know tons of travel advisors, but it was the way that Melissa makes me feel. It was the way that she speaks to me. It was the way that we just have conversation. We've shared many a meal together. That relationship came there. So if you're face to face, it's the way that you talk to people. It's the way you engage with them at a cookout or at the school events, right? Houston, our little one, is starting a new school in September. We are beyond proud. Like when I tell you we got him into the #1 school, he got himself, and we got him into the #1 school in California, right? It's a big deal. I absolutely intend to build relationships with the school parents. And I hope that many of them will start coming on our hosted trips that we do, our friends and family trips. But I'm not going to go in there saying, hey, y'all want to come to Egypt on June 8, 2026? Because we don't have a relationship. So to answer this question, you build relationships the same way you build friendships, with personality, with reliability, right? And then those relationships will turn into client relationships. And if you don't know them, how do you do it online? You do it through putting up really great blogs and sending out amazing emails. That's how you build trust, right? People remember the emails they get from you. I literally got an email from Melissa and her mom yesterday or the day before. I can even tell you what it's about because it's stuck in my head, because it's beautiful the way they laid it out, because they have a relationship with me already. So when it came into my inbox, I knew who it was. I recognized the branding, but I also saw that name, and it was a name that I wanted to see in my inbox because of that relationship. Okay, so I hope that that helps you and gives you a little bit of context there. Okay, wonderful. Oh, I love this, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. This is about the relationship building. Nancy says, I listen to your trainings. They're all free trainings. She has subscribed to All Access Pass. It's one of our smallest, lowest cost things we have. It's a couple of $100 for a full 6 months. She has done website in a weekend. It's one of our bigger investments. And she came in. She says, you're awesome. You provide information that's relevant to me at this time in my business. Can I say that bit again? Not the compliment. You provide information that's relevant to me at this time in my business. So if we went back to this question that we would just ask right here, if we went back to this question that says, can I build trust? How do I build trust when I'm still new and don't have a lot of clients or testimonials? At one stage in my business, at the very beginning, I had no clients, but I had to build trust. I did an Instagram training for, at the time it was Gifted Travel Network for GTN. No, Gift/GTN, because Gift was still around. I hadn't had any clients then, but I came in and I gave my expertise. And that started in the building of relationships with people. Okay. So I hope that that helps you. I'm going to ask you, does anyone have a live question here that I can answer? You can ask me anything. Nelson, Barbara, Melissa, Jamie, any of you, you can ask me anything. Ask me a question. I will take the first one that comes up. I might be able to fit two depending on what it is. And I would love to be able to answer your question. Okay, let me pull it up. There's a little bit of a delay in between the two. Remember that if you love these travel marketing town halls and you want to be able to send in questions, the questions always come from our All Access Pass members. And if we run out of time, if we have time at the end, we take a question. So we're going to take this one here, which is Pinterest for high-level CEOs? Well, Nelson, just confirm with me real quick. Do you mean businesses who use Pinterest, or do you mean people who just go to Pinterest to look for things? Which of those? Which of those do you mean? People who use Pinterest are regular people. They are moms, they are dads, they are single people, they are children who grew into adults. They're people who are looking for information. They're looking for inspiration. Pinterest is the last positive place on the internet. You might be looking for summer recipes. You might be looking for hairstyles. nail colors, travel ideas, itineraries. Last week I was looking for Sri Lanka. Melissa, we will be coming to you to book Sri Lanka when it's time, because Sri Lanka is on my list. And this is how a trip starts. It starts with me seeing some content by somebody else who went to Sri Lanka. It was never on my radar. Then I ran into the Sri Lanka Tourism Board in Berlin last month. I can't believe I can still say last month. It feels like forever ago. And we had a quick conversation. And then last week on Pinterest training class 2 of 3, you saw me for the first time search for Sri Lanka in my Pinterest account, my personal. Then the next day, Pinterest started showing me stuff on Sri Lanka. And now it's very much on my radar. So because I have a relationship with a travel advisor, it's a no-brainer for that trip, because it's not going to be a work trip, says the girl who turns every holiday vacation into a work trip. We're not going to plan it. We're just going to go straight to Melissa. So it's going to come up like that. Okay. So regular people use Pinterest. Regular businesses use Pinterest. Bloggers use Pinterest. Travel advisors, home cooks, people with digital products to sell. So it is not for only high-level CEOs. Now, that being said, I am a CEO. I have a multi-million-dollar business right here. We actually own 3 companies and a property investment business, and we are on Pinterest. So if you're looking for high-level CEOs, then have a think about the fact that those high-level CEOs, Nelson, are people just like us. They're people who want to find a good summer salad, people who want to check out fade ideas for a haircut, for the next barbershop visit. They're regular people as well. Okay, travel happens to be the way that a high-level CEO wants to travel, happens to be one of the things that they want to look for on Pinterest. Okay. Next question from John. Do you plan on doing email marketing course again? Email marketing or travel marketing revolution? Travel marketing revolution, we're still unsure. Email marketing, yes, we will do we'll do more email marketing training in June or July. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be June that we'll do email marketing training again. So we'll have free master classes just like this. And then we will have a service that you will be able to sign up for. We'll have 2 options. One where you can go to our friends at TaskBirdie, another one where you can come to us. And it's kind of the direction we're moving in our business. We are serving a lot more mid-level travel agencies right now who do the kind of $5 to $15, $5 to $20 million, $5 to $50 million. Those services are done for you services where they can book us and we can take care of everything for them. And we still are looking after the single advisor, tiny startup business by giving you free trainings, free master classes, and then courses where you can do it yourself or do it with us. So we're doing both of those. We're really focused on things that are going to drive you new traffic and help you convert that traffic into sales though. Okay. Maria says, do you know the ratio of men to women looking on Pinterest? I do. It's an old stat. So let me pull it up. Ratio of men to women on Pinterest. Let me pull it up real quick. So it says here globally 69% female and 22% male, and that is according to Statista. Pinterest has their own information as well, but I'm just going to drop it in the comments for you there. I put that there for you, Maria. So it's 69% female and 22% male. My husband is on Pinterest not as often as me, but I would say that he probably goes to Pinterest 2 or 3 times a week. I'm on Pinterest every single day, probably also because I got rid of Instagram and Facebook off of my phone in the lead up to the last election. Just wasn't doing me any favors, and I was getting into conversations I was never with people who don't listen. So I got rid of those and kept Pinterest on my phone, and so I'm on it on a daily basis. Other people like my husband are on it 2 to 3 times a week, but absolutely it's both demographics there. Kat says, have you done a deep dive into LinkedIn? I have, and LinkedIn is on the shelf for me to visit. I have some ideas on how I'm going to use LinkedIn for my business. And this year I'll be using LinkedIn to post the articles, the coaching articles that I'm writing. And I'll also be putting up pictures of some of the things that I've done. I don't post ever on LinkedIn. And when I was in Berlin last month, I went to ITB and I posted some pictures from ITB at the end and said, I've had a great time. Oh no, I said, I'm here at ITB now. I posted at the end of day 1 or day 2. And I said, I'm here at ITB now. If you're here and you'd like to meet up, let me know. We can have a quick chat between trade show booths. But I've really enjoyed being here. We're here looking for XYZ, and we've met some great tourism boards. If you're a tourism board that wants to have a relationship with us, then please reach out. And actually, tourism board did reach out from that post. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I cannot take on more platforms because we just don't have the capacity. So we're really focused on Pinterest right now to drive our leads, and partnerships. They're the two things that we're doing: Pinterest and partnerships in the top of funnel. And then in the middle of funnel, we're only doing email marketing, but I'm going to layer in LinkedIn as a middle of funnel tactic by putting our articles up there. So I hope that helps. Jamie says, I have my destination and experience articles on my website. However, I'm looking for the best way to incorporate my personal experience in a blog type setting on my site. There's a bunch of different ways that you could do this. You could have a page on your website that is my travels. I love this. I'm thinking of actually doing this on our website as well for our family and friends travel site that we do, and for our TV show where people can just read about my travels. What I'll do is I will write a personal travel experience blog, because my articles, people call them articles and they call them blogs. They're the same thing, but not. Blogs are 5 things that I did in Paris on my first visit. It's a personal experience. An article is, here are 5 things that you should do in Paris on your next experience, right? And one comes from an expert and one is your personal experience. What you could do is you could have both on your website, but you could have a Jamie's Travels or My Travels page, and you could filter just the personal experiences. That's what we're going to do, because a lot of people ask me about my personal experience travel. So I'm going to start to keep an Anne Frank style diary of my personal travels. Today we did this, this is what I thought, this is what I expected. And I'm going to have it on a page on our Authentic Escapes TV show website where people can just read about my travels, but they're very different to my articles, my professional articles. We'll be spending, Melissa, I want to tell you all about this with your friend hat on. I sent you a DM inviting you. I don't know if you saw that. You didn't respond to me, so I'm guessing you've been super busy, but we're going to Namibia. We're going on safari in Namibia for 10 days next Monday. And, 20 days, because we're going to Cape Town for 10 days, and then we're going to Namibia. I'm going to be writing articles for my website, for the Authentic Escapes website, our show, travel show, about Namibia. I'll be writing a lot of articles because we now have a partnership with the tourism board at Namibia. They are phenomenal. I can't wait to teach you how to market and sell Namibia. When I get back, get ready. We're going to have great content about that, because Namibia is wow. And we haven't even gotten there yet. And I've never been, but in the preps, because we're shooting an episode of Authentic Escapes, I've learned a lot. So I'll be writing articles about Namibia for the tourism board on our website. And then on a separate page, Sandra's Travels, I get to talk more about my personal experiences. They're both used creating blogs using the blog element on Wix, but I'm going to categorize them differently. One will be categorized personal so that they all show up that way. I think it's an amazing idea to be able to do that. Okay, so I can answer, do I have any more questions? No, I answered them all. That's all good. Okay, I want to finish up with one quick thing. I want to finish up with your best moment today. So go ahead and let me know in the chat from today's training. Let me know, what did you hear, hashtag best moment today, that you're like, oh, that I can do that. Or, oh, that was a good reminder. I already knew that, but I needed to be reminded of that. Or maybe it was something that you can start doing. Maybe it was some clarity you got about sales. Maybe it was hearing my story about the Picasso that you thought to yourself, gosh, I need to ask the right questions. Yeah. Let me know in the chat, what was your standout kind of takeaway moment today? Melissa says, I didn't see it. I knew you didn't. I knew you didn't. That's okay. And it wasn't a big deal. Otherwise, I would have just phoned you. Okay. So let me know in the chat, hashtag best moment. What did you hear today? Was it when we were talking about sales that it was like, okay, I'm not asking in the beginning if this person wants to book, because there is a way that you can ask someone the first time you speak with them if they're intending to book. Remember, if I can find you if we can do the right itinerary for you in a destination that you want, that fits with your travel style, that's inside of your budget, are you ready to book in the next 2 weeks? No, I'm not. Okay, great. Now you can ask another question. When is your ideal booking window that you feel like you'll be ready to book this vacation that you want to take in 6 months' time? When do you feel like you would be ready to book? Next month. Okay, great. You have to ask questions. It's like speaking to a 5-year-old sometimes. A 5-year-old sometimes will tell you everything that you didn't ask. And then sometimes I need to ask multiple questions. Houston, did you have breakfast? Mm-hmm. Did you eat something? Mm-hmm. What did you eat? Fruit. What fruit did you eat? Banana. Did you eat a whole banana? No. Did you eat half a banana? No, mama. What did you eat? Just one bite. I didn't want any more. Did you eat anything else? No, ma'am. So you haven't really had breakfast. Yes, I had one bite of a banana. Right. Go downstairs. Mama's going to make you something. That is like 18 questions to get to the what did you eat for breakfast? But I had to. Your clients are the same. To get that answer, you have to ask a lot of questions. Okay, so let's do this and wrap it up. First question, best moment. I like the idea of doing a page for my travels. I love that, but Nelson, do not do that until you have traffic to your website. Make it a priority to be getting your traffic to your website. Kat says her takeaway is to ask better qualifying questions for the beginner. Yes, if you've never booked with that person, ask qualifying questions. Hi, Renee. Renee says, I love the idea of having a place for my personal travel stories on my blog. Yes, but make sure that you put your effort into getting traffic to your website first and then do this later. I feel like y'all are going to go run away and do this afternoon when it's not the first thing you should be focused on. Jamie says it was all good. Thanks again. Jamie, you're so welcome. Today was your first time with us. You've done 2 trainings back to back. I hope you know now. This is your tribe. This is your place. You fit in here. Please tell all travel advisors about us. Okay, Laverne says, best moment, asking for the sale through the process. Yeah, Laverne, start at the very, very beginning. And Renee's best moment was to ask more specific questions. The more specific, the better. I had to ask 18 questions to find out that that child had eaten 1 piece of gang banana for breakfast and needed to have had more breakfast. Alrighty, guys, thanks so much for joining me on Townhall. You can catch replays to the Pinterest training that we did, all 3 of them, on travelmarketingandmedia.com/Pinterest, /replay. Let me bring that up for you. There you go. You can catch all of the replays on travelmarketingandmedia.com/replay. Have an amazing rest of day. Melissa, I'll send you an audio to catch you up on everything. And I hope that everybody as well, make it a priority to drive more traffic to your website. I promise you, if that's the thing that you focus on first, everything else will start to fall into place. If it's the one thing that you don't focus on, nothing will happen. No amount of anything will be worth it. Email marketing, blogging, anything. Because if you've got no one coming to your website, that's like cooking a massive feast and not having people come to your house. It'll be a waste of food. Okay, bye for now, everybody. We'll see you next time.